Welcome to Grand Teton National Park, one of the most breathtaking places in the United States. If you're planning a trip to Grand Teton, you've come to the right place. I'm going to share my top tips for visiting Grand Teton. Let's get started. Alright, so tip number one, let's talk lodging. Lodging is expensive. As the gateway to Grand Teton National Park, Jackson, Wyoming has become increasingly popular, and unfortunately so is the price tag. Book early if possible, and try staying a little further away in towns like Driggs and Victor, Idaho, or Alpine, Wyoming. We always recommend staying in the national parks, and Grand Teton is no exception. There are varying accommodation options from cabins in Coulter Bay to mountain view rooms at Jackson Lake Lodge. Park accommodations can be booked about 12 months in advance. 12 months exactly in advance. What is your favorite place that we have stayed in Jackson or Grand Teton? Of all the trips we've been to.
All the trips?
Yeah, all the trips.
Probably the one we were just at.
Signal Mountain?
Yeah.
So for the first time last night, we stayed at Signal Mountain Lodge, and I would probably have to agree. The waking up to see the Tetons this morning was pretty spectacular. So that's a favorite of ours, but you'll have to decide.
Places to eat too.
Yeah, they had some of the best food there. So that was one that we really enjoyed. Hey guys, tip number two. This one I had to Google. It bothered me for years. How to pronounce this word. This is pronounced gros ventre, and gros ventre means big belly. This terminology is used here in the southeast part of the park at the Gros Ventre Campground, Gros Ventre River, and the Gros Ventre Road. Our next tip is that the Teton Mountains can be camera shy. As much as we all come to Grand Teton for the views, be aware that depending on Mother Nature, you may not be able to see them. Don't be disappointed if you get to Grand Teton and you cannot see the mountains. Weather is a big factor in seeing the mountains. Not every day is clear skies. Also, here in the West, we have a season between summer and fall called smoke. Forest fires in the West can cause smoke to travel hundreds of miles and can ruin your view, although smoke does usually make for great sunsets. So here's your tip. If you get the chance to take a clear photo of the Tetons, take it. Don't wait by the time you get wherever you're going to take that perfect picture. The view may have changed. Let's talk moose. Grand Teton is a fantastic place to see moose. Moose are more prevalent in Grand Teton than they are in Yellowstone due to the food sources. Some of our favorite places to see moose is here on the Moose Wilson Road or over in Gros Ventre on the Gros Ventre Road near the Gros Ventre Campground. Hope you see one. All right, our next tip is to take the road behind the elk refuge. This one's a little more in the wintertime, but it is definitely always a good drive to look for animals. In the wintertime, you will see the elk on the refuge once they have migrated there, along with other wildlife. There is a herd of bighorn sheep that winter at Miller's Butte, waiting for the cars to drive by. Yes, you heard that right. The sheep like to hang out on the roadway waiting for cars. Bighorn sheep have a strong desire for salt and are often seen at natural salt seeps in the mountains. Because of this, the sheep are attracted to the roadside during the winter because Wyoming uses a mix of salt compounds to de-ice the road. The bighorn sheep on Miller Butte have learned that cars and trucks often have this salt on the vehicle and enjoy licking the vehicles. The salt commonly found on the vehicles on the Elk Refuge Road is non-toxic to the bighorn sheep and doesn't pose a threat to their health. Although by licking the vehicles, they can swap spit and share diseases. So please keep driving and don't let them lick your vehicle. On our last drive, we saw bighorn sheep, elk, and 7 bald eagles. Note, in the wintertime, we do recommend that you have a 4-wheel drive vehicle to drive this road. Tip number 6, visit the barns on Mormon Row. Yes, I said barns. There are actually 2 famous barns on Mormon Row, the John A. Moulton Barn and the T.A. Moulton Barn. The T.A. Moulton Barn is considered one of the most photographed barns in America. Take time to visit both. Both have amazing views with the mountains in the background. I think the best time to visit is in the morning when the sun is in the right spot. Our next tip is to find the troll. This is kind of a fun activity for your kids that will enjoy in and around Jackson that doesn't require too much effort. See if you can find the troll. Mamma Mia was created by Thomas Dambo, a Danish artist who led a team of workers to build her from recyclable and renewable materials that were locally sourced. Take only photos and be sure to leave nothing behind. Here's your tip. In order to photograph Mamma Mia, you must climb out onto her island where her legs rest. If you climb out, then you can get the best picture of her. Hope you can find it. Tip number 8, bring a cooler for drinks, snacks, and picnic lunches. Bring a cooler with you and either bring food or stop by one of the local stores in Jackson and pick up some supplies. There are lots of beautiful picnic spots in the Jackson and Grand Teton area, and restaurants can be few and far between in the park. So pack your own food and drinks so you can continue your adventure without needing to stop and find food. Birds can be thieves. If you are using a soft top cooler, storage bag, backpack, be cautious of birds and watch out leaving these items unprotected outside. On our most recent trip, we saw a crow with a sandwich still in its sandwich baggie, which means it had been stolen and not given. And please don't feed the birds, it only makes them more of a nuisance. Here's a tip. Take the drive to the top of Signal Mountain. There's 2 viewpoints. One looks back at the mountains. One is going to look at the whole Jackson Hole Valley. We just drove this. We've never done it. This is a new tip I'm adding to my list. Take the drive. On a clear day, the sweeping view from the summit of Signal Mountain captures 5 mountain ranges, including Jackson Hole Valley, the Teton Range, the Snake River Range, Gros Ventre Range, the Absaroka to the east, and the Yellowstone Plateau to the north. Luke found it a great spot to look for animals.
Well, there's a herd of elk over there.
In early summer, wildflowers add splashes of yellow, pink, and lavender to the gray-green of the sagebrush. The Snake River winds its way south from Jackson Lake, cutting across the valley. Drive to the summit that rises 900 feet above the valley, the highest point in the park accessible by car. Tip number 11, download the Guide Along app. Guide Along uses GPS technology to provide audio tours that are fun, informative, and tailored to your location, including Yellowstone and Grand Teton National Parks. It's like having your own personal tour guide in the car with you. The commentary plays automatically as you drive based on your GPS location, even without service. The app is free, but the destinations you choose have a cost, like Grand Teton is $19.99 or Grand Teton in Yellowstone is $24.99. We use this app all the time when we travel the parks on the western side of the United States. And here we have our last tip. If you are traveling to or from the Jackson-Grand Teton area via Highway 26 through Swan Valley, we highly recommend you stop at this waterfall. It's approximately 1.4 miles off the highway on a dirt road, but easily manageable by a car. This is an awesome waterfall that drops 60 feet into the Snake River. This is definitely one of my favorite falls and worth the side trip. Here's your tip. There is a small cave behind the falls that you can access very, very, very carefully as the dirt and rocks are slippery. All right, so those are our top tips for visiting Grand Teton National Park. I hope this helps you plan an unforgettable trip. If you liked one of our tips, comment below which one was your favorite or which one you'd maybe never heard of before, and let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the